The camera doesn't scream when someone disappears. It only records. Frame by frame, it captures a woman walking through a hospital parking garage, her footsteps echoing against the cold concrete, unaware that someone is watching from the shadows. A few minutes later, her car is found parked a few blocks away, but she's gone. No witnesses, no noise, just silence. The kind of silence that presses against the air, heavy and waiting. That silence would soon unravel into a story of jealousy, betrayal, and obsession, one that turned friendship into something deadly. This is the true story of Michelle Liu, a nurse who dedicated her life to helping others, until someone she once trusted turned that devotion into their obsession. It began on May 27, 2011. 26-year-old Michelle Liu was finishing her clinical rotation at Kaiser Permanente in Hayward, California. She told her classmates she'd be right back. She was heading to her car to grab something, but she never returned. At first, no one thought much of it. Michelle was quiet, responsible, and always on time. Maybe she'd gone home early, but when she missed class the next morning, her friends began to worry. By the next day, her white Honda CR-V was found abandoned near the hospital. Her wallet, phone, and keys were still inside. There were faint traces of blood on the driver's seat. Something was wrong. Michelle Liu hadn't gone missing. She'd been taken. Detectives started piecing together the last moments before she vanished. Security footage showed her walking toward her car that night, calm, casual, unaware. But in the background, another vehicle appeared. It was a familiar one. The car belonged to Giselle Esteban, Michelle's former friend. Years earlier, the two had been close, but their friendship had rotted into resentment. Giselle believed Michelle was secretly involved with her ex-boyfriend, the father of her daughter. Police later confirmed there was no affair, but jealousy doesn't need truth to survive. It feeds on what it imagines. When detectives questioned Giselle, she was cold, dismissive. She denied being anywhere near the hospital, but her phone records told another story. The data showed she had been there that night, at the same time Michelle vanished. As investigators dug deeper, the evidence began to form a pattern. Giselle's car was caught on multiple cameras driving toward Niles Canyon, a remote area outside Hayward. Inside her apartment, police found shoes with blood that matched Michelle's DNA. And in her internet history were searches about GPS trackers, how to delete data, and how long it takes for a body to decompose. The truth was no longer hidden. It was written everywhere. While detectives built their case, Michelle's family refused to give up. Friends and volunteers across California joined the search. They called themselves Team Michelle. Every weekend, dozens of people walked hillsides and ravines, holding flashlights and hope. Among them was a woman named Carrie McGonigal, whose own daughter, Amber, had been abducted years earlier. Carrie told Michelle's family, "We don't stop until she's home." For months, they searched through heat, rain, and exhaustion. But the trail was empty. Hope began to fade. And then, on September 17, 2011, for months after Michelle disappeared, searchers discovered human remains deep in Niles Canyon. The DNA confirmed it. It was her. The news shattered her family. After months of holding on to hope, the reality hit hard. Michelle Liu was gone, but the discovery also gave detectives what they needed to finish what they started. When Giselle Esteban stood trial in 2012, the evidence against her was overwhelming. The prosecution described her as consumed by jealousy and driven by rage. She had planned every step, stalking, following, waiting. The jury deliberated for just a few hours before finding her guilty of first-degree murder. That December, she was sentenced to 25 years to life in prison. As the verdict was read, Giselle showed no emotion. The Liu family sat in silence, clutching one another. Justice had been served, but peace would never come easily. Michelle's story didn't end in that courtroom. Her case led to improvements in volunteer search coordination across the country, and her family turned their pain into advocacy, pushing for safety programs that protect healthcare workers on night shifts. Her name became a symbol of strength, of love that refused to fade. She was more than a victim. She was a daughter, a friend, a nurse, and a reminder that evil doesn't always come from the shadows. Sometimes, It walks right beside you. This was crime Arcane, where the truth doesn't whisper. It lingers.